So here we are, 50 blast is complete. This is the day after the aftermath. That's right, 50 straight days of physical activity. I think of those 50, only 2 were done outside of a gym, where I'd go for a hike, go for a long walk, make sure I got in 20,000 steps in a day. Run some stairs, do whatever it took to make sure every day I was more physical than just a moderate level of activity. And these are the results. The scale says good things, people say good things, but to me, looking in the mirror and seeing what I wanted, the image that I pictured of myself finishing the 50 blast challenge. I've leaned up incredibly. The visual is there, but now we're going to talk about the things that necessarily aren't just visually appealing or the physique look that we were going for. So what have I noticed over the 50 days? If you were following since day one, actually for the first few days, you would have noticed one of the big things I said is I didn't really want to be at the gym. You know, I was used to a pretty, I'm not going to say sedate life because I'm busy all the time, but I wasn't active. I wasn't taking an active role in staying healthy. So I had put on a bunch of weight. No excuses. A lot of us did it over the pandemic. We didn't go to the gym, didn't get out, weren't as social, that kind of thing. So I noticed that I got up near 230 pounds, and you'll see those pictures at the beginning. I didn't like posting them, but you know what? Seeing them and posting them really lit a fire under my ass to make sure I didn't look like that ever again. So, you know, I started my journey. And I thought, you know what? When you were younger, this would have never happened because you had your regimented programs, you eat well, and you worked out in a certain sequence that always kept you in fairly optimal condition. Well, I'm not 25 anymore, but there's no reason I still can't do those routines and eat just as well. I mean, I got a better budget now. You know, it was expensive to do that when I was younger, and now I pretty much have an endless budget, not as a brag, but just because I'm later in life. I've developed my finances a long road, so I can eat, you know, the optimal type of food. So I don't need to supplement with, you know, protein powders and amino acids and all that. I can get it from real food. So starting this challenge was my way of encouraging other people to do the same, but meanwhile, what it was really for was holding me accountable. Once people knew that I was going to post every day for 50 straight days about my fitness journey, those days that I didn't want to be at the gym, I didn't have a choice. I set myself up for success by letting other people know that I was accountable to you as well. And that's where workout partners, accountability buddies, whatever you want to call it, are super important. Because even though technically I don't know most of you, some of you I have met, we've just had discussions online, but I don't want to disappoint other people who are looking at me for inspiration or motivation or whatever those words may be. So first off, I have to thank everyone who's watched along for these 50 days. I didn't want to disappoint you. So every day, one day I was late getting one uploaded because it was a really long day and I didn't train till just about midnight, which means when I got home to edit it, I didn't get it online till like 5 or 6 the following morning. But that day, that workout still happened. All right, now we're dragging on a little bit. Let's get back to it. What did I notice over the 50 days? Oh, the key one, again, like I said, was accountability. Learning how to hold yourself accountable. Even if at first you need others to help you stay down that path. You know those words that we used at the beginning, the triple D's and then a little bit of A? Dedication, determination, discipline, and accountability. Those are just words. But when you put that into action, anything is achievable. So that's what I did. You know, I set out my proper eating plans, stuck to them fairly well. This was not a super strict diet. The goals here were never to be shredded. That wasn't the goal at the beginning. If you go back to episode 1, what I said was I wanted to lean up and get stronger, because I want my body to be able to handle the future strains that I'm going to put on it when I either bulk or do a shred. And I'm going to let you guys decide which one I do next, whether I'm going to put on muscle or I'm going to lean up for the summer and try and get well under 10%. The lowest I've ever been is about 9.5, but I almost want to try getting down in that, you know, on stage prep 5 to 6%. I've never gone that low, but it might be a fun challenge. I love a challenge. So either way, you know, we put our routines in play. We set out our nutrition path. We didn't eat super strict because I want this realistic for most other people. And we set out to accomplish our goal. 50 days later, here we are. The results speak for themselves. Thinking about climbing a mountain when you're looking at the mountain is very difficult. But after you take one step, that's one less step you need to do to climb that mountain. After 2, same thing. All of a sudden, you get past 20 days, 30 days, 40 days, and you see the peak of that mountain, and that is day 50. And here we are. Didn't take 90 days, didn't take 120 days. We set our goals, locked in our target, aimed, and fired. And here we are. So that's the motivational side of it. Now I'm going to tell you personally what I got out of this that you may not be able to see through a camera. First off, I noticed that the massive intake in water that you should do when you're working out. Remember how I advocated for at least 2 liters per 1 hour of training? 1 liter per half hour is generally the rule. I usually train for about 50 to 60 minutes, so I would have 2 liters of water. First thing, my skin cleared up incredibly within 5-6 days. I don't use product or anything like that at all, but this is just me. No blemishes, you know, nothing like that. And that's strictly from exercising and giving yourself enough water to push all the crap out of your body that you've been taking in. What else? All the extra water also helped everything internally move really well. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I'm sure you know what I mean. There were no more backups, blockages, anything like that. That's partly water, and the other half of that is your nutrition program. When you start eating clean, your body can work with that much easier. So you ingest it, it breaks it down, and it moves it out with the help of that water much more efficiently, and you never get backed up. That's why when you start a workout program, you typically lose a lot of weight in the first 10 days. It's not that you're losing fat. You're pushing out all the stuff that your body was having a problem moving. So, huge benefit there. And that's on the nutrition side. Now, combination of the water and the nutrition. This is something weird I've never experienced before. I have less grays than I did 2 months ago. Can't explain that one. The only thing I can possibly attribute that to is a lower level of cortisol, because the more stressed you are, you can actually go gray early or gray up really quick. Now, while I've taken on the burden, we'll call it, of driving to the gym, driving back from the gym, at least an hour on the floor, so that's 2 hours there, and then 2 hours editing it and getting it online, so it's another 4 hours to an already busy day. You'd think that would mean that I have more stress in my life, but the reality is, the more you work out, the more your body is able to cope with stresses, which means you never get the cortisol increase. So I'm attributing my hair getting darker again to an overall lack of body and mental stress, really lowering the amount of cortisol in my system. That's been a huge bonus. I look like I'm 30 again. Or maybe I'm just, patting myself on the back too much. So there you go. Another really good bonus that I've noticed that maybe you haven't from the videos, because the quality of the video isn't always good depending on the lighting. As you can see where we're standing right now, it's pretty good lighting. Well, excuse me. The one that you can obviously see is my face is a lot leaner. I actually have a jawline now. If you look at my original ones, I was so puffy. I mean, you see the scale weight. Posted that in yesterday's. I'm 197 and change. I started this 50 days at just under 215. So that's basically 18 pounds or 7.5 kilos lost over 7 weeks, a kilogram a week. And I didn't do anything extreme. I just came and worked out using, this type of routine. And then a kilogram a week on average. That is pretty ideal. It doesn't take any extreme measures, no fad diets, nothing like that. And this is sustainable because I didn't crash diet. I could not come to the gym for 3 or 4 days and my body weight wouldn't change at this point. If anything, it would continue dropping weight because it's used to exercise. That's one of the key factors when you're trying to lose weight. Everybody would love to lose 20 pounds in 1 week. But the reality is if you do that, what your body's gonna do is right after you're done losing that weight, it's gonna put it all back on, and then usually 50% more, because it knows that you've just told it that there's gonna be these extreme circumstances where you're prone to lose a ton of weight. Your body, because of the way it's evolved, is always looking to mitigate those really stressful times. If it knows that, oh my God, I might lose 20 pounds really quickly, it's going to hold 20 to 30 more just in case it happens again. That's where those fad diets always fail. But if you lose it slowly and systematically and healthy, you will keep it off with minimal maintenance. Yes, you have to put in extra effort to drop body fat, but once you've dropped it, all you need to do is maintain. Let's go back to those calories, in and out, burnt versus taken in, all those, cliche ways of saying it. Let's say your body needs, okay, let's say, I'll use mine for example. Started out at 215 pounds. Let's say I know I have a lean body mass of 170. Let's say a 170 pound person needs 2,500 calories to maintain 170 pounds of lean body mass. That would be you without fat, or me without fat. So anything I eat over 170 is going to keep my lean body mass working. But if I exceed it too much, like let's say I exceed what 215 pounds is, because between 170 and 215, that's 45 pounds of excess weight. Are you trying to feed the excess weight? No. See, I'm not eating for a 215 pound person. Ideally, like obviously I'm not going to get down to 0% body fat, but I'd like to eat for a 170 pound person. And that's how you build your meal plans out. You don't go by what weight you are at the beginning, because that's not where you want to be. Ideally, so you're not putting too much stress on your body, you eat for about 8 to 10 pounds lower than where you currently are. As you get closer to that weight, then you eat for 10 pounds below that. That's how you do it safely and systematically to lose weight, keep yourself healthy, and ensure that it's not going to come back on in 3 weeks. You saw me eating pizza. You saw me eating cheesecake. Not just once, but I had a lot of tiramisu in there because, hey, Italian, I know a lot of friends with restaurants, they know what I like. You can enjoy life while losing weight. It's all about moderation and dedication on the days when you want to clean up. Like, let's say twice a week you want to have dessert. cool. Just know that tomorrow you put in 10 extra minutes on the gym floor, or you go for a 20-minute walk. It's that simple. Cause and effect, yin and yang, balance to everything. You don't ruin your entire program just by one meal. It's impossible. But if you let one meal turn into 2 meals, turn into a day, turn into a full week of garbage, that's the result that you're gonna get. It's gonna exemplify, it's always gonna be exponential returns on bad efforts, just like it is on good efforts. Everything in balance. So what else have I noticed? I think I mentioned this back at the end of week 1. Definitely noticed a huge difference in my sleep. I had terrible sleep just over 2 months ago. If I had 4 to 6 hours every second day, that was pretty much my routine. I would not advocate that no matter how busy you are. That takes a toll on your life. What it does is it doesn't allow you to recover. And we're not even talking about training. We're just talking about if you're using your brain a lot. Because me, I have to do business in different continents, so I'm up all the time with different time zones, doing trade and stuff like that. So for me to not sleep, it made it very difficult to focus. And when you can't focus, your business suffers. If your business suffers, your finances will suffer. So this, while a lot of people will say, wow, you're already so busy, how are you taking on the challenge of a 50-day 50 blast? And I said, you know what, I need it more than you could possibly imagine, because I can hop on a treadmill. We're on here for almost 20 minutes already, and I can do all that stuff that I was doing while sitting at a desk or laying on the couch that I was doing. I can do it here as well. So not only did it get done, but I'm exhausting myself, so when I get back home, boom, fall asleep. By the second week, I was getting probably 4 to 5 hours a night. While that's still not optimal, that's better than 5 or 6 every 2 days. And that was just in 1 week. Eating clean, drinking, not eating strict, eating clean, drinking my water, and adding exercise. So the whole point I'm making there is for people that say, I don't have time. No. You don't have time not to. Your whole life will get better if you just add. You don't have to come in and do a 50 blast. You don't have to put in 50 to 60 minutes every day. You can put in 20 minutes 3 times a week. Go for a walk a flight of stairs, anything like that. I think sleep was probably, like, it's great to lean up and be happy with the way you look, but if you're not sleeping, you're gonna be moody. You're gonna eat like crap at the wrong hours. And on top of it, everyone around you is going to feel the strain of your shitty sleep schedule. So correct it. And the easiest way to do that is to get on some type of exercise routine. So we've covered sleep. What else? I'd have to say the youthfulness, the libido, the zest for life as a male has definitely come back over the last 7 weeks. That's something which maybe a younger male won't understand. When you're 16 to 20, you have a completely different focus in life. When you get up into your mid-30s and you're approaching 40, we'll just say, I don't know the best way to put it. Your focuses change a little bit, and sometimes you forget about, being a man. We'll say it as it is. I can't speak for ladies because I don't know how it feels to be you, but as a man, it feels good to have that vitality brought back to my life. That's a huge plus. Haven't really covered a negative yet, have I? It's because I can't think of one. What else? Yeah, I don't know. My mind's honestly enjoying this. I'm gonna have my first, we'll actually call it a cheat meal. I've been calling them sanity meals up till now because you eat them to keep yourself sane after a week of strict eating. But I haven't been eating super strict. I've just been eating clean. So I'm actually gonna have a cheat meal. I think I may go out and eat a huge bowl of pasta, follow it up with 1 or 2 desserts. I don't drink, so can't do it. I'm not going to do any of that. But I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. I may not even come to the gym tomorrow. I just did 50 days straight, technically 51 if we're talking about this accountability day. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to round it out there. This has been a great journey. It only took 50 days, but I have a completely different life because of it. I feel amazing. To me, I look amazing, and that's the only opinion that matters. Other people keep commenting, which I feel grateful for, but I'm not a person that takes compliments very well. As if you know me, you know that quite well. So yeah, everything just comes together. You know, when we talk about that perfect trifecta in a person's life, when you're looking good, you're feeling good, your finances are in order, that is like the perfect life. And I cannot, like, again, words don't really do it justice. When you know what it's like to not have the average stresses that most people do, because most people, like, they can look good, but let's say their finances are off. It's always a burden on their brain. Or maybe they've done very well in their life, but their body's deteriorated to the point, so it's not there, and that makes them not feel good. So when you've got all 3 of them and you wake up every day and you're like, I'm gonna attack today. Even if I'm retired, I'm gonna go start a side business. I'm gonna go start a side hustle. I'm gonna go help a charity. I'm gonna go feed the less fortunate, because you have your time. You have that mindset that you can always do better. And when you're done doing better for yourself, that only leaves doing better for other people. Now we're talking about making the world a better place with a simple shift in mindset. And that's where I'm going to leave you. 50 Blast Challenge is in the books. Looking, feeling, living our best life. So for Fit Into Lifestyle, this is your boy Chris, completed the 50 Blast Challenge. I'm out of here. Take care, everybody. Ciao.